Welcome to No Stats, where we call it how we see it.
Back again with another one.
Yes, sir, man. And I guess your MVP,
the real MVP, showed up last night.
He did, man. And before we jump into this Lakers Nuggets Game 1 recap, I want to apologize to Nikola Jokic. I need to give a public apology and the reason I want to apologize, right, is because, the whole Embiid thing, and this isn't a video about Embiid, but the whole Embiid winning MVP, I think he did deserve to win MVP, but I think Jokic is the better center. He plays better in big games. I'm never going to question Jokic's effort or him, affecting the game in a positive way for his team. So you won that one. Put that tally on peace out.
That was beautiful, bro. Oh my God, son. That was. I need a tissue. Somebody give me a tissue. Oh my God.
But no, Lakers Nuggets Game 1. Nuggets are up 1-0. Give me your take, your synopsis, what you saw, and then I'll break down and give you mine, bro.
Oh man, I think the Lakers are gonna have their hands full with Jokic, and you just stated this. His impact on the game is unbelievable, bro. I think he had 31, 20, 19, and like 14 assists, maybe.
That's 3/4, yeah.
Bro, come on, man. That's coming from your center, and where you can place him at on the floor. You could go high post. He can bring the ball up. He can post up. He could come off pin downs. It's like the Lakers are really gonna have their hands full with this one, just because he's able to move in so many different areas and affect the game in so many spots. And I'm interested to see how Darvin Ham adjusts, because when he did throw Rui Hachimura on him, he did do well. He did very well versus him. I don't know how sustainable that is. Another thing that stood out to me was Anthony Davis had 40 yesterday. LeBron had, I think 22.
26 and 12.
26 and 12 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
And they still lost by 6. So I'm interested to see who is going to be that third guy to step up now. And I always say D'Lo has to be that guy. You know what you're getting from Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves still played, above average yesterday. But guys like D'Angelo Russell, Dennis Schroeder, even Lonnie Walker, all these guys have to be big in this series. This is a role player series. So what'd you see yesterday?
First thing that stood out to me before Jokic's phenomenal performance was that the Lakers started small. They had AD at the 5, LeBron at the 4, and they had 3 guards. They had Schroeder, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell, which was weird to me because you got 6'10" Michael Porter Jr., you got 6'8", 6'9" Aaron Gordon, and you got Jokic. So I don't know if they was just filling it out and see if they could run Denver, which I didn't like that. That strategy early on, and I think that showed with Jokic grabbing so many rebounds. AD may be the best defensive big man in the game, but Jokic has too much strength on him. AD, he has the height, but Jokic uses his body so well, bro. He uses his body so well, and we've seen that through the first 3 quarters. But we talk about, and I'm going to jump around here, but we talk about adjustments and coach adjustments so much. And I like that it was an in-game adjustment from Darvin Ham. Let AD roam. Put AD, and I guarantee you Rui Hachimura will start game 2. Put him on Jokic, right? And you've seen that switch, and he has a bigger body, right? So he can bump him. He's not moving him out the way as easily. And if he does, AD can sag off of Aaron Gordon. And I think Aaron Gordon, he didn't make any threes. I think he was 0 for 3 or something like that. But we can you can live with Aaron Gordon shooting those threes, and you've seen a few times AD was able to deter some of those shots. So I think that's big for the Lakers moving forward. I feel good about the Lakers.
I seen that a lot floating around Twitter. Everybody was like, "Oh, that game 1 wasn't bad on the Lakers side, man."
Bro, think about it, bro. You took so many. That was a legendary, historic performance from Jokic. Jamal Murray could not miss. KCP could not miss.
20 from
Michael,
KCP?
Bro, Michael Porter Jr. is hitting threes falling out of bounds, bro. They're at home, and the Lakers still had a chance to win that game. I don't know, bro. And it was a point where I thought they were going to win that game. I was mad at LeBron shooting that three. They cut the lead to 3, and LeBron shot a 3 over Jamal Murray after he was abusing Jamal Murray in the paint. They kept getting that switch on that pick and roll, and I'm like, Bron, take him. I thought he was gonna get an and one. I'm like, here's the and one, and he settled for that 3. And after that, the game kind of, went the Nuggets' way. But I don't think KCP can keep. Jokic is gonna keep it up. Jamal Murray is going to continue to play well. I don't know if play that well, but if it's one thing that the Lakers' identity is and has been, is defense. So I don't worry about them on the defensive end. I worry about them more putting the ball in the basket. And the fact that they were able to keep up and respond to those shots, I think that's nothing but momentum. And Darvin Ham after the game said, it's not the NCAA tournament. It's the first of 4. And he said, we'll be good, trust me. And I think they figured it out. LeBron walking into the tunnel after the game was like, oh my God, because he felt like they had him. I think if they play the first quarter of game 2 like they played the fourth quarter, or the second half, if you will, of game 1, I'd see the Lakers taking game 2 in Denver.
I was about to say, am I going out on a limb here to say that Denver gets game 2 again? I don't think the Lakers win in Denver, to be honest with you. Now,
Denver, neither team has lost at home for the whole entire series.
Playoff. And that's why I think that this series, I think Denver's going to go up 2-0, and then I think Lakers tie it to create some of that suspense going into game 5. I think it sort of goes sort of like the Phoenix they tied the series up. Sort of like the Phoenix series where they get both at home. I could see this one playing out. But it's got to be a lot of adjustments in this series, and I keep stating this, the role players have to be big. Bruce Brown yesterday had 16 points off the bench.
Yes.
He's going to be huge and monumental in this type of series. I think the Lakers are going to have to, you say start Rui Hachimura. I like that, and I also like them maybe starting Vanderbilt again.
I thought you was going to bring up Tristan. Not starting, but to get his body. I think you was about to throw Tristan.
Won't be surprised if we see Tristan for a couple minutes in the series. But I think the reason why I shy away from starting Rui, just because I don't know what other offensive productive big you would bring in if you're starting Rui. You obviously pull Dennis Schroeder out of the lineup, but then you got Dennis Schroeder, Jared Vanderbilt. And then, Lonnie, Lonnie's still getting his footing and stuff like that. I just would feel more comfortable with Rui coming off the bench. He's still going to play starter minutes, but I would say just, throw Jared Vanderbilt out there, let AD start on Jokic, and maybe let Vanderbilt roam a little bit. But
my thing is
Darvin Ham's call.
And my thing is, if they were home, I think you could bring Rory off the bench, but I think you need to come into game 2 to where you ended game 3. And you can stagger the minutes, right? Like you seen in game 1, every time Jokic was on the floor, AD was on the floor. And AD was getting the best of him offensively. AD had 40. AD played phenomenal, but you can't get out-rebounded like he did. I think Rui Hachimura, like I said, he provided a spark that they needed. So if Roy and AD start the game and you stagger both of them, I could see a lineup because when both teams only play one center, one true big. When Jokic comes out the game, they're not bringing in another big guy. Thomas Bryant doesn't get any burn in the playoffs. So you can, if Roy and AD comes out when Hachimura comes out, you could bring Vanderbilt in at the 5, LeBron at the 4, and then you got a plethora of guards you can put in there. But I would go with that because you want to start out well. You don't want to repeat the same 5 and get back in the hole and then try to adjust and climb back in game 2. So that's the reason I say start Rui Hachimura, because to the way he played. Denver's going to make adjustments, but it's just read and react for the rest of the playoffs.
Absolutely. But Lakers are going to want this game 2.
They taking game 2, bro. I'm very confident in saying they're taking game 2. I know I said they was taking game 1, but I didn't expect Denver to shoot that well, bro. They were shooting. You see the 3 Jokic made at the end of the half. You seen the 3 that got called back as a 2 that Murray shot over Bron. Like, a lot of those things.
It was a lot of fugazi shit. But I will say this, and I don't mean to bring Embiid up in this, but you just see why Jokic is as valuable as he is. Embiid in that game 7, he doesn't have his imprint on the game like Jokic does. And I also think, and I think you stated this too, him winning that MVP was like
that was his championship.
That was his championship. That was it after that. You know what I mean? The production didn't add up to the level of play that he was playing at when he was MVP. And when things matter, that's how I measure things. Like when it matters, you didn't show up. Right now, Jokic is gonna prove to everybody. I'm telling you, bro. The Nuggets come out of this series and they win a chip, bro. And all the Jokic like, oh yeah, all that bullshit. Well, that shit's out the window, bro. And he has a legitimate opportunity here to come out, like, bro, like, man, like the numbers that we don't do the stats, but the numbers is fucking outrageous for a fucking center, bro.
Yeah, bro, and it's just the productivity, bro. Like I said, what you see with him on the floor when he's in the game, it's a totally different Denver Nuggets team. You got to account for him in every way. Like I said, bro, he earned my respect. Getting a ring is crazy. It'll totally tip the tide. But Jokic is the best center in the league. He's the best center.
And he got this right here. You remember how AD was balling him up like a piece of paper in that 2020 bubble? He ain't forget that shit, bro. And AD's gonna have to work. Like, we seen AD dominate on the glass throughout this playoff series. It ain't gonna be like that this series now.
Nah.
He had 10 rebounds yesterday, but I think he barely got them 10 rebounds once they made that adjustment. Jokic is everywhere. So if Anthony Davis is on him, Anthony Davis is picking him up as he's coming up in transition. Anthony Davis is playing him at the high post. He's coming off a pin down over here in the fucking corner. Like, AD not standing there at the basket, and that's why, like, you know, I understand the adjustment of, you know, putting Rui on him and letting AD roam, be that help defender. Because I feel like that's the only way the Lakers could possibly, you know, come out of this series, man.
I'm still sticking with the Lakers coming out of this series, bro. Like I said, I left with a lot of positives after game 1, bro. Like, I thought Denver threw so many haymakers at the Lakers, bro. And I remember watching the fourth quarter, like, yo, the Lakers are in this game. Like, this is crazy. Like, that was supposed to be a blowout. That was supposed to be a blowout.
It kept going up 20 and
bro. And I think a lot of that is LeBron, of course, but Darvin Ham, bro. When you think of Darvin Ham as a player, you think of Darvin Ham, you know, in his player history. As a coach, like, I feel like he's just a gritty defensive guy that's not going to give up, you know, even through his playing career. And I feel like it's the same thing as a coach, and that is rubbing off on the team. These guys, how many times have we seen the Lakers down and they come back and make it a game? This has been a story since the All-Star break. They're a team that don't quit. They're not going to lose themselves, and I think they're really good at adjustments, and they also have, you know, maybe the, you know, 2 of the top 10 players in the league. I think they'll get it right. And I do want to throw out two little nuggets. The Nuggets, no pun intended here, 2 little nuggets, but the Nuggets has never been to an NBA final in their histories, in their franchise history. That's number 1 nugget. Number 2, LeBron James is 9-1 in conference finals. The only time he lost was that Dwight series, his first time in Cleveland. So
I got some
little history.
I got some ketchup for them Nuggets. Woo! Them jaws have some weight. Damn. And you know what else is so funny, man? And it's sad to see, but Melo will never get his 15 in the Raptors.
Wait, why you just switched to Melo like that?
Because how great Jokic is.
Yeah.
Compared
to
what
okay.
Melo did for Denver.
Right.
It's like, damn, like that shit is like kind of overshadowed. And quickly too,
that's a hell of a point.
It's crazy to think about, man, with the way the generation of these players is coming in. But I want to talk about too, what would a a fifth ring do for LeBron's legacy?
Don't worry about that. That's going to be a show after, once the finals is set and it's Lakers, whoever.
Lakers, Celtics.